Hi, my name is Anastasia and I'm the founder of Chelsea Cybersecurity. We are a cybersecurity consulting firm that's focused on providing cybersecurity solutions and IT support to small businesses. Today, I'm going to talk to you about 12 simple ways to protect yourself online. We call this type of software antivirus, but fending off actual computer viruses is just one small part of what they do. Ransomware encrypts your files and demands payment to restore them. Trojan horse programs seem like valid programs, but behind the scenes they steal your private information. Bots turn your computers into a soldier in a zombie army, ready to engage in a denial of service attack or spew spam, or whatever the bot herder commands. An effective antivirus protects against these and many other kinds of malware. In theory, you can set and forget your antivirus protection, letting it hum along in the background, download updates, and so on. In practice, you should look it over every now and then. Most antivirus utilities display a green banner or icon when everything is honky-dory. If you open the utility and see yellow or red, follow the instructions to get things back on track. You may be thinking, wait, isn't antivirus built into my computer? For Windows, Microsoft Windows Defender Security Center is baked into the operating system. It automatically takes over protection when it detects no other antivirus and just as automatically steps aside when you install third-party protection. The thing is, this built-in antivirus just doesn't compare with the best third-party solutions. Even the best free ones are way better than Windows Defender. Don't rely on it, you can do better. Whether you've chosen a simple antivirus or a full security suite, you'll need to renew it every year. Your best bet is to enroll in automatic renewal. With some security products, doing so enables a malware-free guarantee. You can always opt out later if you get the urge to switch to a different product. If your antivirus or security suite doesn't have ransomware protection, consider adding a separate layer of protection. Many ransomware-specific utilities are entirely free, so there's no reason not to try a few of them and select the one that suits you best. Many excellent apps and settings help protect your devices and your identity, but they're only valuable if you know how to use them properly. To get the maximum protective power from these tools, you must understand their features and settings. For example, your smartphone almost certainly includes an option to find it if it's lost, and you may even have it turned on. But did you actively try it out so you'll know how to use it if it's needed? Most antivirus tools have the power to fend off potentially unwanted applications, or PUAs, which are troublesome apps that aren't exactly malware but don't do anything beneficial. But not all of them enable PUA detection by default. Check the detection settings and make sure yours are configured to block these annoyances. Likewise, your security suite may have components that aren't active until you turn them on. When you install a new security product, flip through all the pages of the main window, or at least take a glance at the settings. One of the easiest ways hackers steal information is by getting a batch of usernames and password combinations from one source and trying those same combinations elsewhere. For example, let's say hackers got your username and password by hacking an email provider. They might try to log into banking sites or major online stores using the same username and password combination. The single best way to prevent one data breach from having a domino effect is to use a strong, unique password for every single online account you have. Creating a unique and strong password for every account is not a job for a human. That's why I use a password manager. Several very good password managers are free, and it takes little time to start using one. When you use a password manager, the only password you need to remember is the master password that locks the password manager itself. When unlocked, the password manager logs into your online accounts automatically. Not only does that keep you safer, but it also increases your efficiency and productivity. You no longer spend time typing your logins or dealing with the time-consuming frustration of resetting a forgotten password. Anytime you connect to the internet using a Wi-Fi network that you don't own, you should use a virtual private network, or VPN. Say you go to a coffee shop and connect to a free Wi-Fi network. You don't know anything about the security of that connection. It's possible that someone else on that network, without you knowing, could start looking through or stealing the files and data sent from your laptop or mobile device. The hotspot owner might be a crook sniffing out secrets from all Wi-Fi connections. A VPN encrypts your internet traffic, routing it through a server owned by the VPN company. That means nobody, not even the owner of the free Wi-Fi network, can snoop on your data. Using a VPN also hides your IP address. Advertisers and trackers looking to identify or geolocate you via that IP address will see the VPN's company's address. Spoofing your location using a VPN server in another country can also serve to unlock content that's not available in your own region. On a more serious note, journalists and activists in repressive countries have long used VPN technology to communicate securely. The upshot is that if you connect via Wi-Fi, whether it's on a laptop, phone, or tablet, you really need a VPN. If you've never used one before, or the technology sounds a bit beyond your internet savvy, don't worry, we've got you covered on our next video on how to set up a VPN properly. Two-factor authentication can be a pain, but it absolutely makes your accounts more secure. Two-factor authentication means that you need to pass another layer of authentication, not just a username and password to get into your accounts. If the data or personal information in an account is sensitive or valuable, and the account offers two-factor authentication, you should enable it. Gmail, Evernote, and Dropbox are a few examples of online services that offer two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication verifies your identity using at least two different forms of authentication: something you are, something you have, or something you know. Something you know is the password naturally. Something you are could mean authentication using a fingerprint or facial recognition. Something you have could be your mobile phone. You might be asked to enter a code via text or tap a confirmation button on a mobile app. Something you have could also be a physical security key. Google and Microsoft have announced a push towards this kind of authentication. If you just use a password for authentication, anyone who learns that password owns your account. With two-factor authentication enabled, the password alone is useless. Apply a passcode lock whenever available, even if it's optional. Think of all the personal data and connections on your smartphone. Going without a passcode lock is unthinkable. Many smartphones offer a 4-digit PIN by default. Don't settle for that. Use biometric authentication when available and set a strong passcode. Remember, even when you use Touch ID or the equivalent, you can still authenticate with the passcode, so it needs to be strong. The system of credit card use is outdated and not very secure at all. That's not your fault, but there is something you can do about it. Instead of whipping out the old credit card, use Apple Pay or an Android equivalent everywhere you can. There are tons of choices when it comes to apps. Point-of-sale terminals that support smartphone-based payment usually indicate the fact with an icon, from a picture of a hand holding a smartphone to a stylized representation of a radio wave. Just place your device on the terminal, authenticate with a thumbprint, and you've paid up. How is that better than using the credit card itself, you may ask? The app generates a one-use authentication code, good for the current transaction only. And paying with a smartphone app eliminates the possibility of data theft by a credit card skimmer. Some smartphone payment apps let you pay online with a similar one-time code. If yours doesn't, check with your credit card provider. People who are both highly organized and methodical about their security often use different email addresses for different purposes, to keep the online identities associated with them separate. If a phishing email claiming to be from your bank comes to your account you only use for social media, you know it's fake. Consider maintaining one email address dedicated to signing up for apps that you want to try, but which might have questionable security or which might spam you with promotional messages. After you've vetted a service or app, sign up using one of your permanent email accounts. If the dedicated account starts to get spam, close it and create a new one. I like using Proton Mail for encrypted email. It's free and you can get paid or business accounts too. They're based in Switzerland, where security laws are stricter. Never underestimate how much your browser's cache knows about you. Saved cookies, saved searches, and web history could point to home address, family information, and other personal data. To better protect that information that may be lurking in your web history, Be sure to delete browser cookies and clear your browser history on a regular basis. It's easy. Deleting cookies may cause trouble for some websites. You may lose any personalization you've applied. Most browsers let you list favorite websites whose cookies shouldn't be tossed. Speaking of what your browser may know about you, most browsers include a built-in password management solution, but it's best to leave password protection to the experts who make password managers. Think about this. When you install a third-party password manager, it typically offers to import your passwords from the browser storage. If the password manager can do that, you can be sure some malicious software can do the same. In addition, keeping your password in a single central password manager lets you use them across all browsers and devices. Part of securing your online life is being smart about what you click. Clickbait doesn't just refer to cat videos and catchy headlines. It can also compromise links in emails, messaging apps, and on Facebook. Phishing links masquerade as secure websites, hoping to trick you into giving them your credentials. Drive-by download pages can cause malware to automatically download and infect your device. Don't click links in emails or text messages unless they come from a source you trust. Even then, be cautious. Your trusted source might have been compromised, or the message might be a fake. The same goes for links on social media sites, even in posts that seem to be from your friends. If a post seems unlike the style of the social media buddy, it could be a hack. There's a common saying, if you're not paying for a service, you're not a customer, you're the product. Social media sites make it easy for you to share your thoughts and pictures with friends, but it's easy to wind up sharing too much. You can download your Facebook data to see just what the social media giant knows about you. It may be quite an eye-opener, especially if you're the kind of person who routinely clicks on quizzes that require access to your social media account. Really, you don't need to know which Disney princess or dog breed you are. You can drastically reduce the amount of data going to Facebook by disabling the sharing platform entirely. Once you do, your friends can no longer leak your personal information. You can't lose data to apps because you don't use apps, and you can't use your Facebook credentials to log into other websites, which was always a bad idea. Of course, other social media sites need attention too. Google probably knows more about you than Facebook, so take steps to manage your Google privacy too. Make sure you've configured each social media site so that your posts aren't public. Think twice before revealing too much in a post, since your friends might share it with others. With care, you can retain your privacy without losing the entertainment and connections of social media. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.